In this video, we're going to solve some inequalities involving absolute values. Our ambitions here are modest. We've said that the main place we see absolute values are what absolute value inequalities, at least, are when we're working with error, and the inequalities we get are of this form. So since that's what we get, that's the only thing we'll learn to solve. When the absolute value of x minus a is less than something. Let's use capital E because this is usually a margin of error. The way we solve this, such an inequality, is that it translates into a compound inequality. A compound inequality is one that looks like this. We've got a lower bound and an upper bound all at once. And such a compound inequality is solvable in a very straightforward way. We no longer have two sides of the inequality per se, but we have three pieces: a left piece, a middle piece, and a right piece. And we can add the same thing to all three pieces, just like we can add the same thing to both sides. So let's finish out this example. Let's solve this inequality. The absolute value of x minus 76 is less than 3.7. We translate it into a compound inequality. And then we add 76 to each piece of this inequality to get x by itself in the middle. So let me see. 76 minus 3.7. No, 76 minus 3 is 73. Minus another 0.7. I make that 72.3 is less than x is less than 79.7. And we can then write that using interval notation. when you're working with margins of error, it really doesn't matter if you have a less than or a less than or equal to. That might seem surprising, but I mean, 3.7 is 3, then 7, then an infinite number of zeros. So actually equaling 3.7 is a heck of a task if you're off by even one decimal out here in the whatever this is, 15th decimal place. Well, you're not exactly equal to 3.7, are you? So the reason it doesn't really matter if we have less than or equal to is that realistically you're not going to be equal to. But if you had less than or equal to, we just turn all these inequalities into less than or equal to's, and those open parentheses would turn into closed brackets.